Lovely. Okay. Greetings. We're on the run down to Christmas. Hot as.
Good afternoon, everyone. Season's greetings.
You're funny, fuck. Okay, look, hello, here we are. This is weird, all right? I try and get other people on the pod and shit goes wrong. I love you, darling. Thank God he can be on it. But, like, I did a thing with Aleph, the girl who did the illustrations on the cards, and we had a whole thing and it didn't tape, and then there was all this, it started freezing at certain times. It was all various. So anyway, I am going to mention what we were going to talk about in case we don't get to do it in the nearest of futures. So basically, we started talking about this whole AI of it all. So basically, Johnny's looking at himself. He's mesmerised.
I'm looking at you.
Are you? All right. No wonder he's
Where
mesmerised.
Where's the best place to look?
Well, if you want to talk to the audience, you look there, and if you want to look at me, you look at me.
Okay, I was looking at you.
Oh, you lucky man.
Now I'm looking at you from here.
Beautiful. So, what we were talking about was, like, I don't know what algorithm thing I'm on in Instagram at the moment, but I keep getting all these ads to become a spiritual influencer. The most disturbing part about spiritual influencer was that it's all connected to AI, and even the picture was like this little fucking thing from Middle Earth, you know, super cute, nice little garland, 12, but spiritual influencer, and it was a full, like an anime sort of looking thing. Anyway, I'll flash it up. Now, disclaimer. I don't know what the courses are. I'm not that interested. But what I am saying is this is what's coming into the zeitgeist, like a definition of spiritual. And the other thing is, for $7, you can buy a diploma, like Depotentising, and for another price, you can become a certified Akashic reader.
That's all very well, but I think we've got to define what those things are, and in reference to why they are being brought up as well.
Well, who the fuck is this certification from? The person giving the course? Yo, like that's vouching. But do you know what I'm saying? It's like when people who can really do it are out there, it really depotentises the truth, but that's one way to sabotage an awakening collective.
It's easy to fall prey to the AI because it makes it simple for you to not take a journey inward and start feeling what your truth is.
Yeah, it does it for you. Takes the responsibility out of it.
Whether you realise it or not, or know or not, my professional life was as a dentist.
Was? Oh, that's new.
And I was at a lecture and they talked about the influence of AI in dentistry, where they develop programs that tell you whether a tooth's decayed or not from a picture. And the first thing that came into my awareness was, well, why did I go to train to be able to detect that myself? Why do I need a machine to do it for me? And this is what seems to be happening throughout many spheres of life in the world today.
Well, I mean, is it this Pluto coming into Aquarius? You know, the idea that we're either going to be emancipated, which is a theme for 2024, by the way.
Bring it on.
Or we're going to be hooked up to the machine and living for them.
I know which one I prefer.
Indeed. Well, the other thing that Aleph and I were talking about is she brought to my attention this video that was on the Insta. And it starts off, I think the pictures of a city. I just couldn't read all the captions. But, you know, I got the gist. And it's pulling out, right? And you know that one in Contact where it pulls out and it's super cool. Anyway, so it pulls out, and pulls out and pulls out. And it goes through... thank you, Puss. It goes through galaxies and all this sort of thing until the final shot is a DNA spiral. Now, a couple of things here. The first thing that her takeaway was everything outside is inside me. Okay. Yeah, dig it. Macrocosm, microcosm. But if everything is outside you and inside is a reflection of that, how do you take charge of change in the outside world?
You can't.
You fucking can't, people.
You fall prey to the outside.
But you can't change something that's not like you're like
the
reflecting.
The only change that can come from being inside.
I know, but don't say it as a platitude. If we don't think of it as a platitude, if we actually think of it as a practical application, the feelings of the structure, the feelings of the expression, the experience. Exercise. Yeah, but then that outside reflects it. So which one do you have autonomy over? Outside in or inside out?
That's an interesting point. I know that the inside out, for me, has been the one that I prefer.
Thank you, Dr. John. He's on fire today. So we sort of opened up a little bit of DNA, sort of talky, right? My pet subject. So you often hear me in the old videos saying, open the DNA. Turn it on, so fucking what? It's not doing anything. It's on, but it's like, what does that mean? Activate the DNA. What? Shoot it with a fucking lightning bolt and then what happens? I don't know, but, you know, all these terminologies. It's like what really happens with the DNA. Now, my experience of the DNA is it's a spiral. And I say it needs to be opened. You open the spiral and all possibilities are present. Now, my experience now, if I take my essence to it or I go to the essence of our DNA, whatever the fuck you want to say, my experience is that it's been split down the middle and RNA inserts. And that RNA has modified our DNA. That RNA is affected by the moon. And it's, you know, I've been looking where this broadcast comes from. I'll probably be fucking thrown off the internet. It doesn't matter. No one really listens, so who cares? Just for you precious few.
Well, for those few that are still listening, good on you.
Lock and load. Anyway, so just saying that this was a computer, an AI version. And the AI, of course, has gathered all the information in this realm, put it all together, and creating their version of reality. So as it's pulling out of this city and back into the DNA, it's reinforcing that DNA, you know, reality, if you will. Does that make sense?
The one with the RNA in it.
Yeah, because at the end of the pull out was the DNA, which was, I mean, I get it. It was kind of cute, and I get what it invoked in her experience. But I'm saying, when we look at AI like it kind of implants, you know, it puts the impression within that is, it's reinforcing dogma tenet. How's that?
Pretty damn good.
Damn. Okay, now that was my first thing. My second thing, of course, I've already sort of mentioned that depotentising with the whole fucking, you know, $7.
Yeah.
You know, I saw a comment underneath one of them. I think the thing was, for $7, become a psychologist from insight to income today. And there was someone put something underneath, and they said, you know, I've got 4 degrees in psychology. It cost over $209,000. I like the 9. That was very accurate. But it was like, you know, I've invested and I've grown in my career. It didn't happen overnight, and that's the thing, right? They think that, you know. I mean, my thing is, what are they fucking teaching them? Who's dogma and tenet? I'm saying, that was a drum roll. I'm saying, if you want to learn from someone or something, go to someone somewhere that will give you the keys to the car, show you how to find your own fucking answers. Do you know what I mean?
Which is what your tenet is.
Well, yeah, that's what we do. Because it's like when you're doing that shit, you're just loading up more of what the zeitgeist is trying to push.
If I could say something about that, It's like
Could you?
information needs to be qualified by the experience that you have for yourself rather than by what someone tells you, what you read in a book.
So what you're saying is information is exactly that, information, but until you actually have an experience of it, experience wisdom, then it really is just pissing in the wind.
So it needs to be a visceral experience that you can connect to and feel and understand how it impacts on you.
Okay. Sorry. Well, the thing is, talking about visceral experience, often when people will go into a guided thing or they'll try something, they visualise it. They project it in front of them and they visualise it with their third eye. Yeah, good luck with that. No. Feel it. Have the actual experience within the physical self. That's a whole new ballgame. Johnny's coming back in a minute.
Indeed.
On the weekend, we had a group here that I spoke for, and it was an astrology lecture with some work on a rune/sigil. What we were doing was working with encapsulating the energy of this new Pluto in Aquarius, and how we would use that, how we would harness that for 2024. So we did a small experiential where through consciousness, a connection with consciousness, the participants were able to bring forth a form. And this form they drew on a bottle of brandy and water, creating an essence. And this was for them to sustain what we had worked with in the experiential on the day. Anyway, that being said, I thought I might start giving you card by card some rune/sigil action, right? So, are you coming back? So I'm going to talk about Mu, her sigil first, and embodiment. That's what we use it for. Let's talk about the rune as the symbol itself, and it becomes a sigil alive when you draw it, work with it, imbue it with energy, embody the juju.
Thank you for that explanation.
My complete pleasure. So, the Mu stuff. Sorry, people. I'll flash her card up. Do you want to find it in there, darling? Number onesies. Deck of raw bitches. Don't we love it? I've been doing like a 3-card spread or 3-card pull every now and again on the Insta. It's been really good. I've been really, thanks, darling. I've been really vibing the cards, and I've been enjoying that little sort of, content creation.
So much goes on when you connect to the image, connect to the rune.
So that's what we're talking about as the rune. Now, why we love these runes is because, number one, no one else has ever used them. Number two, there are no vertexes. With geometry, what you're doing is harnessing the infinite. Sing it, sister. Right? So what's happening is infinite. That's what we are. And the geometry comes along, harnesses it, decodes it, calls it something, programs it, gives it some form of structure. How very Pluto in Capricorn.
Wow.
Right? So then if we look at where there's a vertex, so that's where an angle is created, 2 straight lines meet. There's a vortex. On the vortex, apart from extracting, there's usually a seal, and this seal will denote ownership of the said geometry. So if you are creating your own seal, sigil, whatever the fuck, you wouldn't be creating your own seal.
No.
If you're creating your own sigil, right, be mindful then of what you're using that may have an attachment to before. So like if you're using a 5-pointed star, it's not always been peace, love and mung beans it's been used for. So that energy is still imprinted, imbued on the geometry itself. So change it up. And if you can, stay with flowing, curvy, fucking...
And be careful if you're someone who has tattoos.
Well, it's a bit late now.
Yeah. Think about it. If you want to be putting a symbol on your skin and then getting it engraved, it's like getting engraved.
Indelible. Well, the thing is, it's like a lot of these kiddie poos or goddess light. What they do is they go to a thing, whatever, oh, I like that, oh, I like that, and I read that, oh, and they make these amalgamations of whatever the fuck it is. And they don't know who they've got to, like, who used the equipment, I was going to say, who used the ritual before, who's attached to it, what the real conditions, etc. are. And here they are, there's an amalgamation of this one, that one, they're calling in a bit of Kali, calling in a bit of fucking...
So what you're saying is they really have no awareness around what it represents.
Exactly. I think what happens is they get, oh, I want that. That sounds good. And put it all together and call it theirs. That's their version of avoiding copyright. But there's such a thing, I'm going to just fucking put it out there, as spiritual copyright. It's like you cut and paste, bitches. Be it on you. I used to really gatekeep essence connection. I still fucking do.
Yeah.
I wrote it out in the book here mainly because you really needed it, But the way I've done it, it's a personal connection. You have no problem connecting for self. If you use it as your own, try and pass it off as your own, try and make money from it, try and pretend that you've been initiated into the Sekhmet lineage and this is yours to do, good luck with that. May Mart hit you on the arse on the way out.
There's a card for that.
There's a card for that, number 4. Anyway, back to Moo. That was a bit of a divergence, wasn't it? Holy hell. Okay, Moo. Number 1, bitches. I don't know why I'm looking. I'm opening the card thing and looking. Okay, number 1. Moves fall into density. Hashtag back yourself. Confidence, adventure, the path of destiny, creative power, feminine allies, beginnings, initiation, consciousness embodiment, trust. Well, look at you. That's the most animated I've seen you all day. I like it.
I could, as you were calling those words out, I could feel my body uprighting.
Maybe it can be our new love language. Moo.
Moo's uprighting, isn't she?
She's upright. Maybe we could say, I could look at you and go, the path of destiny, and you go,
wow.
Okay. Who's Moo? All right. Trusting essence that there is no great unknown, just the next adventure. Self-esteem and confidence. Responsibility for your own experience. Consciousness rules the template. Your feelings are the language that interface with the elements. Your emotional reactions shape your terraformer, just as Moo's did and does. Fucking love Moo. So Moo's the consciousness of the planet that we live and love on. It's not Gaia.
Not Mother Earth.
Not fucking Sophia. It's not Pachamama. Although Pachamama is a dimension of self of Moo.
Do you want to talk a bit more about dimensions of self?
I don't know, do I?
It's all in the book.
It's all in the book, bitches. Dimensions of self. I suppose you could say they were past lives. But the thing is, they're not past. They're all happening at once.
There is only now.
There is only now.
So, from what we've understood from the experience of living in the construct, it is subjected to different rules where there's limitation, as Vicky mentioned about the geometries and how they work.
Mm.
And when we draw energy from outside the construct,
Which is Ramu Tet.
we can change the reality that we're in within the construct.
Well, you can't change the reality from the problem that started it. What's that Einstein thing? You can't solve a problem from the mindset.
Same level of thinking that created it.
So you can't change this physical reality using this suit. It's fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you... Sorry, I'm having a hair affair. So anyway...
I'm deciding whether to say anything.
Don't. All right. Just if you have to think about it, vamoose. All right, back to Muzda. So I want to talk about the sigil. So if you start at the 12 o'clock position, and I go to the right first, so as you're encompassing the first circle, you're feeling into what it is you want to embody.
Mm.
So confidence, all
Self-love.
Potentials for the new year. Ooh, that's a
Backing yourself.
Backing yourself, initiation into deeper parts of self, whatever the fuck, right? So we start at 12 and we're around. And then we reach back to the 12. And from that moment then, we involute. We go deeper, deeper within, and there's 4 turns. So as we do that, we're embodying this deeper and further. You feel what it is you want. And it's kind of locked and loaded in that symbology. So you could put that on your water bottle, or you could put that on the inside of your wrist. Embody, bitches. Whatever the fuck, however you want to mark or use the symbology for you, right? Now, I had a girl ask me, could she use the Ramu Tet to put it on a blanket and a T-shirt for herself? She's a bit of a whiz on the embroidery action. Like, fucking bravo. Anyway, yeah, sure, you can. It's more if you, like, that's a personal use. That's taking the symbology and creating your own sigil. Like, I dig it. But if you're going to lock and load it for a commercial use and make money from it, again, do you know what I mean? Either consult with us, you know, we can work something out, but don't just fucking run off with all this original material and think it's yours to fucking create with. No, that's wrong. It is yours to create with, but what I mean is not to create with your own fucking merchandise, your own whatever, and make money from it. No, no fucking way. It's yours to create with for your own experience, for your own gratification, for your own manifestation. Dig it?
Nice.
I think I said it all. I was talking about that gatekeeping thing because what had happened was people would come here and they'd have an experience with essence, and the next thing you know, they'd be off showing their friend. Now, first of all, I found that quite insulting, that all the years and fucking lifetimes of training I've been through, that they think they can do what I just gave them in a second. Okay, well, maybe I'm taking that personally. But secondly, I just gave them an experience themselves. Why wouldn't they let their friend have that experience too? Why do they think they can give, like, do you get it?
Yeah. You can't become a sacred door bitch for $7 on the internet.
Oh, fuck, you're good. That's why I married him. All right. No, you can't. Because the other thing that I was saying was their friend would have to end up coming to us, because what happens is when I take you through the experience of essence to connect or to give you the experience of your consciousness marrying again with your life force energy, what was happening was a lot of spells, kill shots, consequences for connection, etc. were coming up. Now, if you don't know what you're fucking doing and you think it's just a bunch of words and a nice feeling, well, I think that you're ripping the person off.
And you're missing the point.
But anyway, back to it. The instructions here on card 2 are absolutely safe for you to go hell for leather with. You know, you can share it with a partner. That's fucking fine. But if you want to go and hold your own fucking course and use my words and the words of my lineage, Mart. That's all I'm saying.
Do you want to explore more about what Mart is?
No, let them feel it. Then they'll know what it is.
Good.
Nothing like practical application. I think that's what we just said. Anywho, so it's all about moo. So why not just practice with that symbology, with something that you want to embody about yourself and see how it works, right? So feeling into what's one you want to do?
Self-confident. Trust.
He's got a few. I want to do commitment.
Oh, commitment's a big one, yeah.
Embodying commitment. So it's like I'm feeling myself in that sense of this is it. I'm absolutely giving it 100. My desire, my will, my consciousness are all synergized, locked and loaded, ready to bring this to fruition. I am 127% committed to it happening. So I'm drawing that in now. I'm doing my complete circle, 12 o'clock to 12 o'clock, and then I'm involuting. I'm feeling it land. I'm feeling the embodiment in every cell now. Boom, boom. Have a go. If you're wondering what I'm reading from, etc., Deck of Ra. I've got to get a new box. This is the prototype box, and it's been fucking thrown around a little bit.
But you can still see what it looks like.
You can, my darlings, you can. So, in closing, or pretty soon, we're going to be doing the Claim, Embody, Radiate retreats that are based on the deck and the book, right? So you can learn to claim essence, claim, embody essence, radiate the Ramu Tet, which is the Sekhmet that Ramu Tet creates, and what the fuck you can do with this, and how to work with it. We can do an experiential online for you, which we're going to try and work out to coordinate so we can do a few of you at once. We do a day here of it, and if we do the weekend, what we add in are working with the sigils. It's fucking complete, people. So cool. And then from there, see if you like us, see if you dig the work, and if you do, come back and do more, and if you don't, at least you've got something that will absolutely rock your world and give you direction, authority, emancipation. I mean, you know, not everyone needs to be a fucking spiritual warrior. Would be nice. But not everyone wants to go down that road. Sometimes you just need what you get, and it's enough. It really is.
So take the first step and then see where it leads.
Words to live by. All right, well, I've had enough, really.
Sayonara.
Signing off, I thought you were going to say. We shall see you hopefully before the new year. Let's do something before the New Year's Eve. We'll work some little ritual out for you, and we'll do it together, or something for the New Year's. Or, I don't know, I'm just fucking raving, really. So, Unkamat, see you in the dreaming.